Welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And we've got a whole lot of news today, as we do every day. But most importantly, we have some softball and baseball news. Let's start with softball first. Softball loses a nail biter and gets eliminated from the Women's College World Series to Tennessee. Let's just take you through it. Bottom of the seventh, UCLA up to bat. Megan Grant, first team All-American, comes up to plate with a runner on base. And on a full count, she hits a home run. Except when she rounds the bases, she misses home plate. And what ensues next is a 13-minute review that showed that she did step over home plate, first of all, and she was assisted back by one of the players in the celebratory huddle at home plate. She was assisted back by that player, Alexis Ramirez, to touch home plate again. Now, what the broadcast was saying, that it is legal for someone who hasn't crossed home plate to assist the runner back and make them touch home plate, especially if they came from the dugout, which basically the entire Bruins team was out of the dugout celebrating with Megan Grant. So Alexis Ramirez pulls her back to make sure she touches home plate. According to the rules, Megan would be out. There was 2 outs left, so that would have been the end of the game, and it would have been heartbreaking, except what the officials revealed is that some sort of weird bylaw said that because it happened live and they didn't see that live, because they had to go into review it on instant replay, it was non-reviewable. Obviously, Tennessee is furious. The Tennessee head coach is up there screaming at the umpires. It's pretty insane. So they tied the game up, and then they go into extra innings. Now UCLA went scoreless the next 2 innings. And then top of the 9th, Tennessee goes up by 1, 5-4. Bottom of the 9th, UCLA is not able to capitalize. So the Bruins softball gets eliminated from the Women's College World Series after having a pretty stellar season. One thing that they can look forward to is that 3 of their 4 All-American selections are juniors, so they'll be back next season. That'll be really good for them. The only one that is not returning is a senior second baseman, I believe, Savannah Pola, so she is gone. The future looks bright. Speaking of bright futures, let's move on to baseball. Baseball cruised through their Los Angeles regional in the Men's College World Series. First, they defeated Fresno State 19-4, and then in the next round, they defeated Arizona State 11-5. And then in the regional finals, they played against UC Irvine, which happened last night, and they beat them 8-5. Now, UCLA, they jumped out to a quick 8-0 lead within the first 4 innings, but those were going to be the last runs that they scored. And coincidentally, UC Irvine was scoreless during those first 4 innings, and they went ahead and started scoring. Bottom of the 4th, they scored 2 runs. Bottom of the 5th, they scored another 2. And in the 6th, they get another home run to score their 5th run. Now, the Bruins bullpen came out and pitched 3 shutout innings, allowing just 1 hit in that span and striking out 6. So Bruins bullpen is the reason that UCLA was able to get past the Anteaters and advance to Super Regionals. Now, speaking of Super Regionals, the winner of this Los Angeles Regional, which is UCLA, plays against the winner of the Austin Regionals, which is between Texas, Houston Christian, UTSA, and Kansas State. Now, Texas, the number 2 ranked team in the nation, they get upset by UTSA. So now UTSA advances to Super Regionals, their first ever Super Regionals, and they will play against UCLA. Since Texas was the number 2 seed, if they would have won, they would have hosted Super Regionals. But now UCLA has a chance to host Super Regionals. They just need approval from, the NCAA baseball committee. If you were to ask me, I'd say it's pretty likely that they're going to be able to host it. The Bruins, this is their 7th all-time Super Regional appearance. It's their first one since 2019, and they're going to be able to host it at Jackie Robinson Stadium. So, it'll be really cool for UCLA and for Bruins fans. They just got done hosting the regional round in Westwood, so now they're going to be able to host a Super Regionals as the 15th ranked team. You couldn't think of a better opportunity for UCLA to maybe even make it to Omaha, which would be really cool. And speaking of upsets, there were a whole bunch of upsets in the College Baseball World Series this weekend. You had Duke, they upset teams, and speaking of Texas, the number 2 ranked team, Vanderbilt, the top seeded team, the number 1 ranked team, was also upset. So, but upsets have been happening all throughout college baseball. The Super Regionals start June 9th. They run through June 6th, They run through June 9th. And, UCLA Bruins on SI will be there to tell you all about it. So, keep going to our website, keep reading our stories. All of the updates are going to be there. I'll be writing stories every single day for you guys. It'll be cool. To end this podcast, let's talk about a UCLA legend, a basketball Hall of Famer, Bill Walton. So 2 different things regarding Bill Walton, the legend, the basketball legend. UCLA and Arizona are going to be playing a Hall of Fame series, a Naismith Hall of Fame series game at Intuit Dome in November to honor Bill Walton. Naismith Hall of Fame announced it, I believe, a week ago or so, that both teams would be playing to tribute Bill Walton. Walton obviously, played 3 seasons at UCLA before going to the NBA and having an illustrious career. Injuries derailed that career a little bit, but nonetheless, he's still a 2-time All-Star, 1-time NBA champion, multiple-time NBA champion, I should say. And he had an amazing career, and even after his basketball career, which is why he is connected to Arizona as much as he is to UCLA. He had a great career as a commentator on Pac-12 Network. UCLA and Arizona had a pretty good rivalry when the Pac-12 was a thing. And his son, Luke Walton, also a former NBA player, went to Arizona. So it'll be a nice game. It'll be at Intuit Dome, home of the Clippers, which was Bill Walton's former team. I think he played 5 seasons with the Clippers or something like that. So it'll be a great event. Hall of Fame series. Bill Walton's a Hall of Famer at Intuit Dome. It'll be a really fun event. UCLA basketball actually played at Intuit Dome last season. They upset Gonzaga last December in a thrilling game. So they're going to be returning to Intuit Dome, and it'll be fun. And another little note on Bill Walton is that obviously, as we all know, he passed away just a little over a year ago. I think the year-ago mark was a few days ago. A lot of his memorabilia is going to be auctioned off, and most of it includes his 1972 and 1973 championship rings, some game-worn jerseys, game-worn shoes, which actually look pretty cool. I guess it looked like the same pair of shoes that he played all 3 seasons in at UCLA, which is both odd and pretty cool at the same time. So that'll be pretty cool to go ahead and auction. I went and looked at the prices. You do not want to know those prices, but yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to be able to honor an icon like him and a UCLA legend. So, if you're interested in any memorabilia, there's game-worn jerseys, there's an equipment bag, there's his very first childhood rim. It's really cool to be able to honor a legend. And just as much as the fans loved him, his widow said that, they just want to give back to the fans. So, yeah. That is all the news that we have on the UCLA Insider Podcast. I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see you later.